guys, it's Darren from Jace Media, and in the chair this morning is Bastette frontwoman and fierce lioness, Miss Caroline Eve Kenyon. Caroline, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much. Just looking forward to this. You first got to my attention October last year with your single "Stand Back."
Yeah.
And I know Terry and that very well, and Barry and stuff, and you get to talk about bands and things like this, and then you come out with this new killer. It's an absolute beast of a track. It's got some bass line, it's got a real groove to it, and I was really excited about it. So congratulations on that. It's an absolute belter of a track.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It feels like it's been ages since we've released anything, and obviously with no gigs, it's like, oh my God, we're actually doing something now.
Yeah, I think for you guys, it must be hard when you're recording stuff and writing stuff and getting to the studio, and then obviously the pandemic, came to a grinding halt. Now, on the other side, for people like myself, I'm reviewing every day. I've probably got 40, 50, 60 pieces of music in my inbox every day, so I'm extremely busy, but it's good that way, because it keeps you in touch with what's out there.
Yeah.
What's coming up, and hopefully, you guys are starting to see live music. Scotland at the moment is just a car crash.
Oh God.
With nothing opening up and stuff like that. So I feel quite privileged that when I get to do live streams or interviews such as this, it keeps you in touch with what's going on,
Yeah. It's been a hard year for the world, but hopefully things are going to start slowly getting back to normal. Down south, it is slowly getting back. Down south, it's slowly getting back to normal, and they're saying that everything's open from the 19th, which is good, but then who knows what could happen in autumn. It's all, nobody knows, and there's
no, they don't. Obviously you've got a fair few dates: July, August, September, October, November, December. And you hope, upon hope that it eases enough. You think there's a huge debate, the football and the tennis, and people go, but what about gigs? And there's a massive debate, and I think that and especially for groups like yourself, I think that when the world does eventually open, there'll be a gig. And especially in Glasgow, because us Glaswegians, we like more music, we like a drink or two, and I think that there'll be a gig on almost every night for at least 6 or 9 months. Oh, wow. I really, really do. I think because everyone, when they're rescheduling and trying to reschedule, and then you go, let's do this, and every band's like, let's go at the same time, let's get in March, let's get in April, and I think that'll be a real hard thing as well.
No, it's going to be hopefully good when things sort of start rolling again. The debate with sports versus the arts kind of thing. I try not to get worked up about it. I know some people who have been vocal online about it. To be honest, I just think it's a bit hypocritical. That they're allowing the sports, but there's got to be some scientific reason for them to do it. There's got to be something. It's not fair, but there must be some reason for it. So you've just got to take a step back and go, right, okay, well, they'll come back eventually and do what you could do now, which is what I personally have tried to do. When COVID hit and everything locked down, it was like, right, what can I do?
Yeah.
So
it's very hard. So what was your process? Did you start to write, or were you just listening to music, or were you totally taking a backseat at all?
Well, I had about a month of living in denial. And this is going to be fine. Like it'll be open in a month. And then it didn't. And then I had maybe about another month of going, I'm not happy about this. And then I thought, right, you either sink or you swim and you get on with something. And it was like, so I started doing acoustic live streams. I started writing. I started practicing my instruments more. Because I am proficient on the piano. I've done like grades and stuff like that on the piano. And I know that I'm comfortable with the piano, but with the guitar, it's always been a bit like a tool for me to use to write. Yeah. So I wouldn't call myself like a guitarist, but I can play it. And I just thought, well, I'm going to try and get to grips a bit more with the instrument.
Yeah.
So
I guess these are the times when you look at, trying to be more creative, as I say, when people are going, let's do some live streams, because I think it's trying to get you out there. So if it's you in acoustic with one of the members on the keys or a bass drum or whatever, and trying to just, keep positive and keep busy. I think, at the moment, yes, we're hopefully coming to an end of it, but I think that at the moment, that was the big thing. Let's do live streams, let's do pay-per-view, let's do a web fest, and I think that I think that's given people lots of hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's almost been like, it is the entertainment. It has been the entertainment for people, hasn't it? If anybody is into live music, you can still sort of see live music. It's happening. It's just you don't get the atmosphere. So it's quite strange. As a musician, like I had to get used to playing to kind of no reaction.
And that's hard.
Yeah, but in it, like once you get used to it, like the comments that you get, and I'll try but it's almost like you're having a chat with them as well. But you can depend. It depends how you want to do it. Some people literally do like a live stream gig, and then that's it. Whereas I would kind of I would interact and have a chat with the people that had joined, and just obviously really appreciate the support, even though.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it was.
It isn't the same, but I guess being in touch with the fans, because the thing is that the fans will make it or break it. If they want to tune in and listen to you warbling away for 25 minutes, or just going to, I'm stressed out, I want to come and talk to someone. I guess the fans will make that for you, and I think the nice thing about when you do a live stream, if and you see the comments rolling on the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed, and people are really enjoying, because I think in my case, music serves the soul. So I guess you putting yourself out there for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and doing some songs, maybe doing a couple of covers, people will admire that, because you're trying to bring some happiness back to people. And I guess that's where the fans will acknowledge that, and then the other side of it is buy the merch, and get a t-shirt, and get a 180 gram album, or whatever, or an EP. And I guess that's what's going to keep the music alive, and I think it stops bands from fading away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I first started the live streams, it was like quite scary for me, because I had started off in like heavier rock bands. Then I had to do it on my own because I was a teenager, and it all sort of crumbled. You know how it does when you're a teenager and you don't know what you're doing.
Or that angst building up in you, Caroline. Yeah, we know.
So then I had to figure out what I was doing, and I sort of went solo almost. Well, I did, but it was acoustic. Because that was the only thing that I could do on my own. So I would take my acoustic guitar, I'd take my piano, and I'd go and do little open mic nights. But then when I started Bastette, initially it was just me. And I worked with a session guitarist on the first EP and a producer, and that's how the first EP came together. And when I started gigging, I did drag a lot of my friends in to do the gigs.
Yeah.
So that was not sustainable. But I'd got back into band, and I just I can't explain the buzz that you get as a performer when you've got the full band behind you. And then to come back and everything's shut down, and it's like, well, I can't gig. I can't deal with this. This isn't happening. It's not happening. Like, I had to slowly get back into it, because it was like really not what I wanted to do initially.
Yeah.
But like I said, you either sink or you swim, and you get over it, and people appreciate it and enjoy it anyway. And I do actually like doing it. It's just not the same as a band.
Yeah, I guess from your point of view, from being like a solo artist, and then almost allowing people into your world and saying, look, you bring your guitar and your bass, and you bring your wee sticks, and we'll get in and about it. This is the songs I've written. People go, oh, right, okay. And sometimes it takes people a bit of time to realise that, you have the talent and the drive and the ambition to do it. And you're putting yourself out there. It's your songs, it's your arrangements, and you're saying to the guys, and this may sound condescending, but all I want you guys to do is play. You're the focal point of the band at the present moment in time.
Yeah.
And once the guys get into a bit of writing process with you and some harmonies and melodies and stuff, it then becomes a more sustainable unit, and it get you back to being where you feel you need to be.
Yeah. I think writing with somebody takes time as well. And you've got to be on the same wavelength with the same sort of influences for it to work. So at the moment, I write with my sister, and I'm also writing a little bit with one of the guitarists, Sam. But it is a process, and it is something that takes time, because you have to understand where the other person is coming from. Yeah. And also, obviously, we want to keep the music rolling, and we've got quite a lot coming up over the next couple of months. We've got 2 more singles coming out, and then the EP is out on the 17th of September. So we're just going to hopefully keep things rolling. But we are going back in the studio in November to do some more.
Listen, I think it's good. I suppose the process of lockdown, good or bad or indifferent, it'll inspire you to then say, I want to go and write some more, or I don't want to pick up the piano and do anything because you're so disgruntled with what's going on. But I guess, you're writing with your sister and Sam and stuff. I think it gives you the creative juice to say, I want to go on, and I want to bring our style of music. And obviously when you look at when you listen to talk about it, it's a little groover. It's not like you don't go, oh, I'm going to take a bit of time to get into it. As soon as the first chord comes out, you think, wow, this is going to be a little groover. And in the video, it's very simplistic, but it's very visual. Yeah. At the same time, and you kind of think, and kind of what I do is I maybe play it 3 or 4 times, get myself into it, and then I pour myself a glass of wine, and then I start like writing stuff, and I go, no, I don't like that, take it back out, and then put it back in, because for me, what I want to do is I want to give you guys the best write-up that I can. And it's what I always try and do is put myself as though I'm standing in the front row going, yeah, this blood better be good tonight, or if she's not getting a good write-up, and stuff like that. So I kind of want to put myself in the front going, yeah, right, sock it to me and give me your best shot. And then I go away and I write it, and I think, yeah, this is what I want to do. And obviously I've had a couple of comments over Facebook, when your songs came out. And I just believe that when you're putting yourself out there, I want to give you the best that I've got.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to just go, yeah, it was a good beat. She's not a bad singer, and it was all right, bosh, and you go, all right, okay, fair enough. I want to give you the best because I want people to understand that, you know, as musicians and as yourself, you're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
In that time, the creative juices are flowing, and out comes a little gem like you've just handed out. And it's obviously getting some good airplay. It's getting some real good feedback, and you must be super pleased with it.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, because we're relatively unknown, I mean, we're trying, obviously this campaign is to get as much kind of exposure as we possibly can over the next few months, and get more people hearing about Bastette, and obviously with gigs not being like, we haven't got many over the next few months because everybody's been like, are they going to cancel it again? So our block of gigs, really, we've got, they're like autumn time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to have a number of gigs after the EP release, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
And then we've got the tour with Marina The Moths in November through to December.
Yeah.
But I wasn't quite expecting the support, really, because I don't think we've released anything I've kind of built up a more solid fan base over the past year.
Yeah.
And this is the first kind of release that we've done that we've gone, right, let's see what we think,
Let's ramp it up. Really listen, I think you've ramped it up. I think it's probably came at the right time. You know, I guess, you know, it's hard to say, but when you hear the first couple of bars of a track and you go, yeah, you know, or you get something that totally blows you away, you think, wow, we've worked on this, and it's just, you know, it's really cool. And I guess that's testament to you guys, it's testament to your PR company, it's testament to your management company, that you have sat down and went, this is what I want to put out, you know, and you're putting what I always say to people, you're putting your head above the parapet to say, this is who we are, this is what we've got. Like it or lump it, here it is. Do you know what I mean? And I think that people have embraced it. And that's testament to you and to the guys that you're producing music that people want to listen to. You know, people could go, it's all right, no, whatever. But the fact that, you know, for me, I play it 3 or 4 times and I think, I get that little groove in my head. And it's quite a good wee tune, you know, because it's not like in your face. It's not in the background. It's just, I think for me, it's pitched at the right pace where you can just go, I really like this, you know, and I stick it straight on my playlist, I stick it right on my phone, and if I go out walking, then I'm like, I'll put different stuff on, and then if I shuffle it and your song come up 3 or 4 times, like, I forgot I had this, do you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of people will get, because they'll listen to it, it'll go away for a week or 2, and then someone will be putting it on the playlist or on their iTunes or whatever, and it pops up and go, I remember that song. And I think that's the kind of feedback you're getting, because people remember the groove that's in it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah. This song is probably we're glad we went with it as the opening single, because it does kind of punch you in the face, doesn't it? It gets the chorus and it's like, wow. So we think we've gone with the right order, but I'm excited to hear what you think of the next ones.
When will I be getting that then, Caroline? When's that dropping in my face?
Okay, so the next one, I haven't announced the date yet, but it's this month.
You can tell me and my 120,000 listeners, it's all right. You know, we won't tell anyone. It's okay.
All I can say is that it will be out in July.
Listen, do you know what? I think, you know, I think what you're doing is right. You're building momentum. You know, put out a little banger, and then build on that. You know, and I think that that's good, because I think that when you do go on tour, people just want to, you know, rush to the front of the barrier and hear you guys rocking out. And if if you've got stuff from last year, people go, yeah, it's last year's stuff, but you've got some new stuff, and people go, yeah, I'm excited for this. And I think that's what's good. That's what's really good. This interview will go out. It goes all over the world.
Oh wow!
It goes to Australia. It goes to America. It goes to Europe. We have a guy that's probably got like 4,000 radio stations in America.
Wow.
And he'll say, what have you got? And look at this little video, and people, who's this? Oh, this is Bastette. And you get them footage of checking up, or they ask who it is and what they're all about, and when the video goes out, normally the videos that I put out get maybe 3,000-4,000 hits.
That's good. Depends
how good you are. If you're talking more and you're smiling more, people go, yeah, I like this girl. Let's hit it again. It is what it is, Caroline. But I'm very proud of what we do. We champion a lot of bands. We I review it, as I say, every single day. And you get, it's a good thing for us is we get millions of comments from all the bands, from all the PR companies. And all we really want to do as a PR company, a media company, is get you guys out there, and champion you out in the British market. A lot of people like the groovy stuff. Hence why we send it to America and Australia. There's lots of, amazing new acts coming out of Australia. There's a lot of amazing stuff coming from America. But, the homegrown talent for us is the best. We put it out there and go, hey, this is a wee band that I like. And a lot of people, for some reason or another, listening to what I've got to say, they go, this guy must know what he's talking about. Well, sometimes I do, But, I'm glad that you're putting another one out, soon after this, because I think it keeps the momentum going.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan, to kind of try and keep it rolling over the next few months.
And obviously, after your tour with Marina, what's the thoughts and plans for Bastette? How are you going to keep this juggernaut moving?
Well, we've got a few gigs booked for next year. I think we'll be in the studio again doing another EP end of this year, in between touring.
Okay.
And then next year we'll start gigging, and then we'll have to start planning the next release, which I think will be next year.
And when are you coming to Glasgow?
When am I coming to Glasgow? Well, I haven't got anything booked at the moment, I don't think.
I can make this video disappear, I can just get lost, Caroline. I'm like, sorry, don't know what you're talking about. You need to come to Glasgow. You need to come and visit us, and you need to unleash your sound to the Glaswegians. That's what you need to do.
I'm sure we will be looking into booking something soon. I think for us though, it's getting because we only really want the support slots with bands that already have a bigger fan base.
Yeah.
Because we're just trying to get out to more people, and it's getting those gigs, and also gigging with people that you sort of fit with as well.
Yeah.
Because I've done a few gigs in the past where you'll have us on, and then a really, really, really heavy screamo band, and like they don't mix.
It just loses the momentum, because obviously, that sometimes the bands, the fans are there to see the screaming emo band and not you guys, and then you guys get kind of lost in the wash, and you don't want that to happen. You want to have a fit that that people remember. The support act, because a lot of people, the support act are the more important ones. Because these are the people who are cutting their teeth, and slogging the road, where the main acts are like, yeah, we've been doing this for years, and I look down on these wee people. But there's sometimes when a little support act comes in, you go, wow, they were much better than the main act, and I think that's important, that if you to know your place, you want to be a support act at the moment, which is very humble, because where you fit.
Yeah. I think there's no point in biting off more than you can chew, and we've just got to. It is a marathon and not a sprint, and we've just got to keep kind kind of getting on to the next step.
Yeah.
And working our way kind of through it. But yeah, I did, talking of having to kind of back off a bit, I did a live stream with Massive Wagons, and I just went on and did a couple of covers with them at the end, and we were doing Highway to Hell, and obviously there's the big note at the end.
Yeah.
I was like absolutely loving it, like no pressure. I was like, these guys can take all the pressure of getting everything right, and all I have to do is get up and sing this duet. And me and Baz were just totally getting into it, loving it. And the big note at the end, I got that into it. I went and did the big note, and then I was like, shit, excuse me, I wasn't supposed to, like, I should have let Baz do that. It's like I stepped back and I was like, you go.
Listen, Barry knows his place. You know, Barry's a top bloke. You know, I've worked with Barry a few times. I've done a lot of his live streams. You know, he's a top bloke. He's a phenomenal singer. But sometimes it's nice to let the lady come in and do the big note. You know what I mean? And then he goes, hold on a minute, you know, I need to take my bowler hat off and fling it away, you know. This young lady's just blown me off the stage. But I guess that's good because you know that you've got the drive and desire to do it.
Yeah.
You know. And Barry will just step back, you know, he'll get a slap from Terry and he'll go, oh, I better not do that, you know. But you know, it's great that you know that you're doing stuff with people like Massive Wagons, you know, they're a top band, you know, they've done the hard miles, you know, and they know what it's like. And it's good that you can share a stage with a fellow band who kind of know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's good fun as well, and they're great lads. So it's really good. But I suppose when getting up on stage with them, if it's my show, there's always an element of a bit of pressure that you've got to be the best, and there's nerves in the background. I mean, I always, before I go on stage, I almost like change into my character, and then I step on stage and it's like boom. And I see a lot of musicians and performers, you can see that their personality changes.
Yeah.
And it's just, I suppose it's giving yourself that confidence that you almost have to switch.
Yeah, listen, you are the Lioness, so you've got to go in and you know and you know get into your character, you know, and you know and then because you've got to go and give these guys the best show that you've got. So if you just got and go, yeah, I've loosened up, you know, I've done a bit of arm shaking, I'm out there. People then go, hold on a minute, you know. Yeah. But if you are in character and yeah, you look at Barry, you know, Barry changes. Yeah. He's like a wee demon, you know. He just changes and he goes out and he gives it, and the boys are the same. And I guess that's when people know that they're in for a good show. So if you go in and you change your persona to who you are and go out there and you give it to them, people think, yeah, this girl knows what she's doing. You know, you can maybe flip a couple of notes or whatever, but people go, doesn't matter because you were in the zone, you know. And I think that's super important that you know that you're learning as you go and you're growing as you go, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, so I will look out for this mysterious new single in July sometime, Caroline. And make sure that it drops in my inbox. As I say, I'm off. I'm kicking about the house for the next 6 weeks or so. So I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah. I will give it a stonking review, and hopefully we will get to see you in Glasgow in not the too near future.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, thank
you. Come and say
much.
hi, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to give you a shite review tonight. You'll be like, hold on a minute. But yes, come and say hi. We'll grab a beer. We'll talk about stuff, and we'll reminisce about this interview. Saying, I remember 4 or 5 months ago we sat and we talked a pile of nonsense, and here we are now. We're doing our tour, and I think that's what I think everybody wants to get back to. you know.
Yeah.
These interviews are fantastic. I really love doing them. I love getting to meet new people. And then I love going out on tour and saying, remember we spoke about 4 months? Yeah. And, you know, look at the video reviews, you know, and people go, wow, you know. And it's great that we get to do this. And I really appreciate your time. I know you're probably busy getting ready to release that single to me. No, that's all right. You know, I'll wait. But this is Darren from Jace Media in the company of Bastette front lady Caroline Eve Kenyon, talking all things music, lockdown, future releases, and coming to Glasgow to start our world tour.
Thank you very much.
Listen, Caroline, it's been an absolute pleasure. You take care. I will let you know when the video is up online, and it'll get shared all over the place.
Brill. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thanks, Caroline. Take care.
You too.